winning the ladies race this morning from Germany. We've just seen Thomas Perhaker take his first rainbow stripes for Austria, and we're about to get underway with the men's 26-inch final, which is the top 6 riders in the room. I'm Dylan Victor, and I'm joined by a good friend, Arik Oltang. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice to be here.
So Thomas, as we're seeing this amazing city of Chengdu, what's it like being here in the city? I'm enjoying it.
No, it's a city with a lot of variation and nice pandas and a lovely place.
It is. It's quite special. It's got something about it.
It's not Europe.
No, it's not. And we've just seen the finish of the 20-inch. What a race, huh?
Yeah, that was the most exciting race I've ever watched.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Thomas taking the win there. And now on stage, about to get going. You see, we've got the #1 rider from yesterday is Jack Carthy. Second, Nicolas Valli. Third, we got Sergi Longueras. Fourth, Gilles Costellier. Fifth, Kenny Billet. And sixth, Vincent Hermans. So, yeah, what a field. This is the best of the best, huh?
Yeah, and it's quite funny. You have like the top 3 is the young guns and the lower 3 is the old veterans.
Yeah.
Everyone like 35 years older.
So Gilles, multiple world champion. Kenny Billet, multiple world champion. We've got Vincent, also multiple world champion. And then we've got Jack Carthy, who's freak of nature. He's still a junior, well, not a junior, still a young guy, and he's already won 2 world championship titles.
Yes. There's really just 2 riders without elite world championship titles in the field, so it's quite strong.
Yeah, and those riders is qualified 2nd and 3rd, so it's going to be a proper competition here today.
Yeah. And the age difference between the field is actually, I think, the lower 3 is 10 years or more older than the top 3.
So looking at the sections here, starting off with the Panda rocks, loads of like river boulders that have been brought in, and super slippery, especially where they've been painted, makes it even harder. Super big challenge. Then we've got the Wonder logs, and that's a series of logs, bridges, all sorts of really difficult things to get through. Then you've got the waterfall section. This brings in the water element into it, and the guys having to get their bikes wet. Then we move on to the Chengdu section, which is basically representing the city of Chengdu with all of its buildings and logs and piles and concrete blocks, and that's got the concrete discs, huge challenge. Then we go on to the UCI pickup sticks, which is all those different colored blocks. What basically made the 20-inch race. Hell of a section, the UCI one.
Yeah, I would say everything was open before that last section.
Yeah, everything. Anybody in the top 5 could have taken that 20-inch event. All right, so guys, having gone down now, starting off with the Panda section. Tell us a bit about the section. You rode it in the semis. What do you think?
Like the most obvious thing is that all the rocks are very round, very slippery, very low friction. Like it's not much going on the rocks. They're very smooth, and that is the main difficulty. Like your tires, they need to be on the right places all the time.
And we saw in the 20-inch the guys using like every little crack and crevice they can to like hang the bikes off. The 26s are a little bit bigger. How does the technique change, like kind of to get them through if the bikes is a little bit bigger?
No, I would say this section is probably easier on the 26 because when you do hooks, your position is always more comfortable when you're on 26 compared to a 20-inch. So I would say this is more like a 26-inch section than a 20-inch.
Yeah, we didn't see any maximum points here.
No, I think we will definitely see at least 2 maximum points here.
Yeah, and I do think that if Jack Carthy can keep his eye, because every now and then his eye slips, every now and then. It's not common, but it does. If he can keep it together on this section, he's going to be good because this has got those 2 very big hooks. And Jack is really super strong with the hooks.
Yeah, and especially after yesterday's performance where he did not do a perfect race. Typically, he's on fire today because he wants to do better. He wants to do a perfect run.
Now, so in the section is Vincent Hermans, and riding for France. And coming and pedaling into this big hook. Ooh, nicely done, getting straight up there.
There was actually no difficulty for him. And this hook coming up now, you got much more pedal clearance on a 26-inch bike, which makes it easier. The only problem is to get down again because it's quite tight, the exit gate on top of the rock. So now he has to work more before he exits compared to the 20-inch guys. They just turned and jumped down.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we saw Dominique actually going off the wrong side, having to come around and go through it again. Yeah. All right, so still 0 points, maximum score so far in the section.
Yeah, and this will be... The thing is with this one is a huge advantage of being left-footed on this one, because if you're right-footed, you have more like a conflict with the upper rock. And that's something you could see like Eloy in the 20-inch. He actually changed up, put his left foot forward, which is really hard and technical. And because of the 26-inch wheels, he had more clearance. He could do it with his right foot forward.
So Vincent still maximum points, going so strong. Yeah, and look at that, still 30 seconds to go. So he's moving quickly. He's ticking all the boxes in this one, really riding well in this Panda section.
Yeah, and coming up now is his speciality, like these hooks. He is one of the best at doing those hooks, so that's the maximum on the first.
Maximum points, 60.
Yeah.
He's going to be very, very happy with that.
Yeah, and I will change my guess to maybe at least 4 riders with maximum score here.
Yeah.
Looking at his performance. Yeah, there is no doubt.
It's quite amazing to see that some sections will suit a 20, others a 26, and this clearly by that you can see if not one of the 20-inch riders could get through the section, yet the 26 just flew through. Then and the course is exactly the same for the 20-inch and the 26.
Yeah, they have changed something in the other sections, but that's something you will see later, like in the Chengdu section.
Yeah. So on course now, Kenny Belay, the magician, and
9 times world champion.
He's been to 17 World Championships.
Oh no, that's a dab, and he loses 10
He's
points.
Not going to be happy with that. Loses 10 points. But he's been to 16 World Championships. He's got 14 medals. That is unbelievable.
Impressive stats, yeah.
But that means he's been around for a while.
Yeah. Landing a bit too much on his rear wheel, so he didn't get the friction on his front wheel on top of the rock. Struggling a bit. This one is like all about getting that front wheel down, letting go of the rear brake and just get that grip on the front wheel. You can see he puts his rear wheel to the left, so it increases the clearance on his right pedal. And if there's one thing Kenny Belay can do, it's riding sections fast.
Yeah, for sure. He's definitely one of the fastest guys. If he needs to get a move on, he definitely can. So he definitely needs to come out of this with a 50. Currently on 40. He lost at 1 point.
Chooses another line than Vince, and he's out on 40 points.
He's not going to be happy with that. Already 20 points behind, but look, it's not over till the end, as we saw in the other competitions. Dominique having a... Thomas.
Thomas had a lower score in the first section.
Yeah, in the first section, Thomas was the lowest and came back nicely. 40 points, it's still good.
Yeah, I would say that's really good. Yeah.
But obviously not the 60 of Vincent. So Vincent really showing some domination early on in this race.
Yeah, and also that was a section that suits him perfectly. Like the French people, known for being really good at run-ups and hooks, and that was a run-up and hook section.
Yeah, so we'll call that one the French section so far.
Yeah, it's a French section. Let's see what the next one is with a kicker, maybe a Belgian.
I think Gilles, also multiple world champ, a veteran of the sport, and I think he's going to be good in this section too.
I don't see anything that he cannot do in this section.
All right, so waiting him for... Look at that focus.
Yeah, the sun.
So what's going through his mind right now?
Actually, I don't think anything is at his mind right now. He's just empty and focused. That's his strength. He's so just in the zone when he rides sections.
For sure.
You see, like, if he completes a section on 0, he has the same facial expression as on 60 points, you know? He doesn't care. He's just in the stable mental state.
All right, see how we go.
Yep.
Scoreboard ready.
On.
In comes Gilles. As we said, multiple world champion.
Yeah, is it 4 times or something?
I think it's 3 or 4, yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Riding for France.
And what you can see is that most of the sections are nearly identical to yesterday's semi-final. They just added a few, like maybe 1 to 3 obstacles.
I thought he was going to get that one pretty easy. That's almost one of the easier lines of the section. And
I would say so.
Okay.
Second try.
Yeah, second try.
First try.
So getting that, he's still got a lot of time. He did move quickly through the first gate. And now onto the piece where Kenny really made a mistake. Silly mistake, putting his foot down. I don't even think he really
no
needed
problem
to.
for Jill. No. I would say, like, yesterday they had some criticism of, like, right foot oriented sections. But, like, this section is like an advantage of being left footed almost on every obstacle.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's see if he can make this one on first go, because he need to do so. No, too much to the rear wheel. Same as Kenny.
Same as Kenny, yeah. But he's still on maximum points. So he's got through everything. Time is now running low. He's 30 seconds.
Yep.
But the section is not long from here to the end.
No, he can quickly get through the 5th sector.
Yeah, he can, definitely, for sure. This doesn't take too long, this gate.
Yeah, he has at least 15 seconds left for the last sector.
Yeah, all he's got to do is one hook and he's done.
Yeah, and he's opting for the same line as Vince, whereas Kenny went from the left. Both the Frenchmen, they go from the right. And he flies through it with a few seconds left.
Yeah, 3 seconds left. 60 points for Gilles. Well done on your prediction. That was pretty accurate.
My first prediction is correct, yeah. But I guess we have a few others that's able to do the same.
So Sergi and Jack are both left-footed.
Yep.
Whereas I think the rest of the field is right-footed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correctly. And so in the 20-inch, I think it was also the same, like...
Yeah.
No, there was only one left-footed.
Yeah, only one left-footed, yeah.
Yeah, Lucien. Yeah.
Lucien was left and the rest were right. So
yep.
That does play an important role here, because obviously certain moves are much better. Oh, but Sergi is on form today. Just look how smooth he got onto that.
Yeah.
So riding for Spain on the Cormos bike.
Yeah, and now this is like he can eat this obstacle for breakfast, you know. It's with left foot, you have loads of clearance. Struggling a bit though, yeah.
Yeah, there was a bit of a fight, but
that is the thing. These obstacles are so slippery that if you're not on the very top, you're gonna slip.
And as you can see there, Nicolas Valli, who's up next, just looking at the section. The riders aren't allowed to practice it before they go in. They will get to ride it for the first time in the competition.
Yep.
So all these gates are new to them, and yeah, so you are only allowed to walk it, so you've got to kind of almost imagine it in your head and get through. All right.
He has 15 seconds more than Jill, almost 20 seconds more than Jill at the same place.
He's absolutely flying through this. He's got this, the last hook here.
Yeah. Also an advantage of being left-footed. When you come from the right, you have more clearance for your left pedal. And he flies up.
Very nicely done. Look at that, 17 seconds to spare. I think we're going to see Kenny being the only rider that didn't get maximum points on this.
Yes, I think you're right.
Kenny's not going to be happy with that because he knows he could have done it. That's
what we can see today is that we could also see like a perfect score for the entire race when it starts like this.
Yeah.
Because this was the section with the lowest scores in the 20-inch.
Yeah, it was. This was the hardest section for the 20s. Nobody got this hook right in the 20-inch. And the shorter bike, I think, when the front wheel goes on top, the back wheel goes into that overhang.
Yeah.
Whereas on the 26-inch, there's a slightly like a better position for the back wheel to sit.
Yeah, the angle of the bike is completely different from a vertical point on the 20-inch to a more like slack angle on the 26.
So Nicolas Valli from France in here. So 3 Frenchmen in the final, and Nicolas actually taking the overall UCI World Cup Series title this year and winning 2 World Cups. So really a strong rider on the Jitsi.
Yeah, he is really strong. And known for especially his enormous front wheel moves, which he's not able to show in the first section, but I guess we will see it later today.
No, definitely.
First try.
First try, hooking it nicely. Look, still a minute on the board, just under a minute on the board.
Imagine Sergio was already almost over the 5th sector at this point.
Yeah.
So he rode really fast.
He did go very, very quickly. Do you kind of pace yourself in the section, or?
I wish I did, but you have to, like, what I realized is that the most important thing, and what you can see on these riders, they are really quick to come into position for the next obstacle. They don't waste time between the obstacles. It's just like as fast as they can, and then they rest a few seconds and they go for the next obstacle. That's our 4th rider with a full score.
Yeah.
This is too easy.
Almost does look too easy for them, huh? And just for those of you at home, it isn't that easy. We said it looks too easy. It's definitely not too easy. It's the riders just pulling off amazing things here in this final of the 2018 Urban Cycling World Championships. And that was quite a ride by Nicolas. Kind of not making any mistakes at all. Keeping it super smooth, very controlled.
Try. And now, how many seconds do you think Jack has in spare when he finishes the section?
25.
25?
Yeah.
Not more than a minute.
No, he's not going to finish in less than a minute. So the fastest rider on the course is Jack Carthy.
Yeah. Joined by his fellow Englishman Charlie Rolls, which rode the 20-inch juniors final this morning.
So he's already in. He's got 1 minute and 7 seconds left, and he's well into the section.
Yeah, it has at least 20 seconds faster than Nicolas and Sergi. So
and
you said
he's not even rushing.
Seconds?
Just look at this. He's kind of taking his time now. He knows he's just got 1 gate left. Still 0 points. He got to the last gate with 1 minute to spare.
Yeah.
That is quite quick.
Yeah, it's just
Come
this
on,
is
Jack,
too
let's
easy
do
for
this.
him.
Let's do this.
Yeah. And you said 25 seconds, and he had 35.
10 seconds off.
This is not even a warm-up for him.
Yeah. That wasn't even a warm-up for Jack. That was too easy for him. What a ride.
He got the full score.
Yeah, he did definitely get the full score.
No, it says 50 points here. It can't be right.
No,
No,
60
they
points. There we go.
corrected to 60. Yeah.
Just trying to see where could he have made a mistake there. There's definitely no
Too fast
mistake.
for the judges to see,
Jack
maybe.
landing on that shiny silver Krukers Ultimate Jack Carthy edition. What a hell of a nice bike he's on there.
Yeah, it's like when he puts his name on a component, you know that it can tolerate some beating.
Yeah,
Because
he's
rides
got his own signature range of
hard
bikes
stuff,
and components, and it's tested by Jack. You know it's strong. Well, there we're into the Wonder section. So, looking at Wonder, it's logs, it's bridges, it's jumps. I think one of the most exciting for me between the Wonder section and the UCI pickup sixes to the 2 most exciting sections.
with the kicker.
Yeah, love the kicker.
So this section starts exactly the same as the semi-final yesterday, but they added on the 3rd sector another line where you need to do a run-up.
All right, so
this is easy for all of them. It's just like, this is nothing.
Bunny up onto that. It's easy for them. It's not easy for anybody else. It is about 1.8 meters high that they've got to get the front wheel up to the top there. But this isn't easy here. This is a very, very big move up onto the top of this this log. As you can see, the guy standing there, that log is very small, difficult angle, and the back wheel has to be very, very, very precise.
And
oh,
that's a 5. 30 points for Vincent. And as you can see on the left side, that was the log the juniors had this morning, and the log that was in the semi-final yesterday.
Yeah.
And now it's maybe 30 centimeters higher.
That's a big ask.
And the diameter of the log is even smaller, so you need to jump even further to get your rear wheel over it.
I think Vince is going to be happy with that 30 points there. I mean, obviously he would have wanted more, but I think he knows that that's one of the most tough lines in the entire competition. He's getting up that one. That is really, I looked at that earlier, and that is, you can see the rope, the bike has to stay vertical. It can't.
Oh. And Kenny is on course on the second sector, and he already has 10 points. And both, as I said, both of these first sectors are the same as yesterday.
Yep.
So they have ridden these lines 3 times before.
Yeah. So they have gone over those logs before in the race yesterday, but from here on, totally different. And after this
all of it,
big hook up onto the top.
Breakfast for him.
Yeah. Very easy.
Let's see if he can make some magic now.
So smooth off the edge of that log. He has so much style, Kenny. He really does ride super smooth, and a good street rider too, actually.
Yeah. He's maybe the most complete rider on the course.
All right, but this is not easy. Let's see his tactic to get up here. You've got to kind of, I don't know, how do you keep your, because that overhang there is at an angle, so it's hard to get the traction on the bike.
Yep. He's still on the 0, so he can try more. I wonder if he tries to put his rear wheel on that log below, or if the overhang is too much.
Yeah.
You study
this is going to be
this
interesting. I think he's trying to go to back wheel, but surely not. That's way too high for back wheel.
Yeah, you see it. He tries to put his rear wheel on the lower log, but now he has to do like.
I don't know. I don't know if this is.
There's no other way up than trying it, I think.
Yeah.
And that's good section building.
There's no way to get around this one.
And you can see his forearms are taped up and strapped. And that's due to his injury in 2012 or something.
Yeah, when he broke his hand,
broke his elbow and wrist and everything.
Broke his elbow and wrist falling off the top of his car onto a rock.
With a flat punctured rear tire.
Got a puncture, and he was riding the. It was between him and Gilles, and he just went for it, even though the tire was flat, and
And also, I don't think it mattered the result from that section. He was still in the final. That was the semi-final.
Kenny being Kenny, fought it to the end.
Yeah. Jill flying through the first sector.
All right.
They might have moved the arrows further up the log, or.
Yeah, they did move the arrows further up the log.
They did.
So that is quite a bit harder than what it was.
Yeah.
Because that's going really high up now. Yesterday's race was quite low.
Yeah, the left arrow was like 30, 40 centimeters more to the left.
Yeah. So it is slightly different to yesterday, the first segment. Here's the hook. And I want to see what Gilles' answer is to that difficult log.
Yeah, and the Frenchmen especially, they are really good at those techniques where you nearly land on the top. And that's the technique you need here. Like, your rear tire doesn't need to be all the way to the top of the log, but just in the lower part, as long as you get your front wheel down. And that is something Gilles especially, I've seen earlier, he's really good at those techniques.
How did the 20-inch riders do this one?
They did not have this one. They had the one on the left, I think.
Oh, yeah, you're right. This.
He got a foot and he's up.
So taking 2 points, that was clever.
Yeah.
Realizing that is tactically, I think that plays a big role. That puts him in a very strong position, because that's going to help him take the lead here.
Yeah, he has 10 more when he's on the top of this rock, I think, on the log.
But Gilles' strength is not the kicker. And he's got a big kicker ahead of him. Look at this. He's going to roll down.
Yeah.
Got to go all the way to the back wheel. Is he going to attempt it? He's got 11 seconds left.
Oh! That was close. And he has a dab, and he cannot get any points on the last sector, and he's out.
That's
with a double amount of points.
He did get the final 10.
No. So he has 40 points.
40 points. I think his axle went through there. So.
Yeah, but there is a C gate.
Oh, is there a
at
C
the
gate?
end,
Okay.
which you remember was Eon forgot this earlier today.
Yes,
Yep.
you're right. Yes. So
Yep.
basically, how it works is the scoring. You have to get through all sectors of the obstacle. So those arrows, there'll be an A, B, and a C arrow that the riders have to make their way through. As you can see there, the arrows on the other side, that's yellow. So the elite men have to go through the yellow arrows. And yeah, so he has to get through A, B, and C. He
Sometimes
got
D,
through A,
sometimes B.
you see
It
there,
depends, yeah.
got through A, and he wouldn't have got through the arrow on the other side of that. So yeah,
But it's really close.
it was
It's a matter of a
very
few
close. He
centimeters,
almost had that.
You see, Sergi is left-footed, so he goes for the run-up, because else he needs to do like a wrong-way side-up.
Yeah, yeah.
And he got 0 points on the first sector, which we didn't see on camera.
Yeah, which is actually quite an easy...
Yeah, but it's quite hard with left foot because it's a wrong way and all the other riders are right-footed so far. See how easily that was done?
Yeah, super smooth. Oh, look at that, keeping it on the back wheel.
Yeah.
Control. Now, we know he can go huge to back wheel.
Yeah, huge.
That's one thing he does better than almost anybody else. And do you think he's going to try to go straight to back on this?
No, not straight to back, but he has his own unique technique where he mixes the 20 and 26 technique. And he made
did
it with a hook. No. Yeah.
Yeah, he did it.
He got
20
it, yeah.
points. What a ride there. That is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
And now he has to switch his feet to get his right foot forward to do this move you see here. Now his wrong foot, this is like... Yep.
As you can see there now.
And I know he's been practicing kickers at his home ground in Orius in Barcelona. So he flies up and he's out on 50 points.
50 points. What a ride for Sergi Longueras from Spain. That was awesome. Getting the kicker perfect.
Which means that Sergi is in the current lead.
Yes, he is. So 10 points ahead of Gilles Costelier. 20 points ahead of Vincent Hermans. Quite far. 50 ahead of...
40 ahead of Kenny, yeah?
Yeah, 40 ahead of Kenny. And Jacques and Nicolas have not yet done the sections, so we're going to see. So yeah, keeping it open, keeping the challenge on, and making Jack ride extremely hard. Because Jack he has to have 50 or more
Yep.
to stay in the lead.
Both Nico and Jack needs at least 50 points to keep up with Catalan. And now Nico, he doesn't need to make the kicker because he already had 10 points on the first two sectors. So he's at 20. So as long as he's gets up the two next sectors, three next sectors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nicolas is also very good at these kind of off-angle hooks.
Yeah.
Very, very good at this kind of thing. When it gets really technical and challenging, he seems to thrive on that.
Yeah, and I talk a lot about it, but this is also more like a left foot advantage because you need to put your rear wheel to the right, which means that you give room to your left pedal, whereas Nicola, he has to still have his right foot forward.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's gotta hurt, yeah?
That's going to hurt a lot. And he went over the arrow. He's out with only 30 points. It's disgusting. So whether the bike went over that arrow, it's a hard fight. I mean, it was a big fall. The arrow got bent flat. He's saying, well, just because I bent it flat doesn't mean I went outside it.
No. Let's see if we can get a replay of that actual move.
And you can see how difficult it is because when he was up there, the traction, just look how the bike, as he pushed, the wheel slipped.
Where did he touch any arrow?
The back wheel came down and just pushed the arrow flat, and then it kind of looked like it went back around the arrow.
Yeah,
but
his front wheel was not through it, yeah?
No, his front wheel was through.
See, Jack does the run-up, but I think the rest of the riders did like a static move on that first one.
Yeah.
And he also goes for the run-up, same as Sergio. They're both left-footed. Frenchie up that easily, yeah.
So that move is called a Frenchie. And basically what he does is knocks his front wheel into the obstacle, uses the bounce off that front wheel just to pop it onto the back.
Gives you more momentum.
How fast is he going? He hasn't stopped yet, by the way.
No, it's like everything is 80% of his capacity. That is the thing. They should actually put like their own like karting line parallel to the other obstacles.
He's not even breathing. He looks super relaxed in there.
Yeah, he's
but
wondering
this is not easy. When he takes his time and when he focuses, then you know it is not easy.
No, he's gonna put his rear wheel to the right and hook it. And now he has to go up again because he's missing that B gate.
Yeah.
He has to go through 2 gates to get 10 points.
All right, so he's got the 10 points.
Yep.
Jack, how's he on kickers?
He's good at everything, I think. And he switches his pedals to get through that surge and switching back
pedals
again.
Back.
And now it's just like pedaling down and jump. You see?
Oh,
and now we just
so
need to remember, and we have a full score.
60 points.
Yeah, give a hand for Jack Hardy.
What a ride. He is hungry here today.
Yeah, he is hungry after yesterday's performance. He was not happy, I guess. He's only happy with 0 in the old system or 60 in the new system.
So, still without error. He is a beast on the bike. So Jack Carthy, 120 points off 2 sections. A maximum that you can take is 120. So really not messing around. And second, we've got Sergi Longueras, just 10 points behind. Gilles Costelier, 10 points behind that. So 100, 110, 120. And Vincent Hermans not out of it yet. He is on 100. Then we've got Nicolas Valli on 90 and Kenny Billet on 70. So... Yeah,
Vince is on 100 after a 10 score here. Yep. You see, Vince already has 10 points on the 3rd section, the waterfall section. So he is actually on the same score as Nicola after the 2nd section.
Yeah.
Yep. And the waterfall section is maybe one of the more technical ones. It's not about the big moves, it's more about putting your wheels at the right places.
Yeah, except for this.
Yeah, this here is a combination. Yeah,
this is huge and technical. So the wheels have to go between those arrows, as you can see on the rock there.
It's like a sword.
It's so narrow. They're about 10 centimeters apart, but that rock is like kind of off angle.
Yeah,
very weird. There's no way to hook the wheel on top.
No, and the main problem is that you have to go to the left and keep it on the log afterwards.
Yeah.
So you have to land. You cannot land squarely on the top. You need to turn on the top of that rock. And your wheels are wet, your tires are wet, which makes the grip worse.
Look at the control Vincent has on the bike. Just perfect. Oh, very nice. Hold it, hold it.
Yeah, he holds it. And that's actually a go. It's open on that left side.
Yeah.
Just on the rock. The tape goes slightly out from the log and you have room on the rock.
Still 40 points. Are we going to see a maximum score here for
No.
Vincent?
He has 1 second left, and it's no way he's going to get through that one. And now it's no doubt.
And he doesn't have to get wet.
Yeah.
He's unhappy, but 40 points, it's good.
Yeah, he spent a little too much time on that static hook on the 3rd sector.
Yeah, you got to really move on that one.
Yeah, but it's a risky move, and you have to take your time to get that balance and that focus before you execute.
Oh, just saving it. Look at that control, getting his body weight nice and low, keeping
and Kenny, he has really nothing to lose now, and he must go through here with
out of his skin.
60 points.
Hasn't had the best start, but he normally fights back really well. And a guy that's got more experience than almost anybody else on this course.
Yeah. Only on a tie with Vince and Jill, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe only Vince.
He's been around for years and years and years. And one of the veterans of the sport. He still loves competing. Doesn't compete as much as he used to. Does a lot of shows and travels the world, all over the world, riding his bike. And Yeah, as you can see, they're turning about on that grass, just trying to get the tires a little bit dry for this very difficult hook.
Yeah,
So
it's
let's
very
see
difficult.
how he can pull this off.
Yeah. And you have maybe 1 to 2 centimeters of margin in the landing. And it's you can't tell on camera, but it's more gnarly than it looks like.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, you got to drop off that sharp point onto a log. So he's got it.
Look at the control. And here you can see they have more clearance around the pedals and feet than on the 20-inch. Many 20-inch riders, they got penalties on this rock.
Yeah.
Because they were
In
touching
fact,
the pedals.
Most riders struggle to get through.
Yeah.
Kenny looks like he's got this first try. Come on, pull it up nicely.
Yeah, he's in control. Yeah. No
Nicely
doubt.
done. How's the time looking? He's got 30 seconds left.
That's
Come on, let's see if he can
20
get
seconds
50.
more than Vince, I think. Vince was on 5 seconds when he jumped up that rock. So he can definitely get through that 5th sector, and with some magic speed. Here we saw a lot of fails
so keeping
in the
it on the
20-inch.
back wheel.
Yeah, his front wheel is dry, and he has no chance completing this one because he also needs to go down again.
Okay, so
time is out.
Time is up. You could stop. 50 points though. That's a solid ride coming back. And where does that put Kenny right now? On 120 points.
Yeah, same as Jack after 2 sections.
Yeah,
but
so
still
he's
it's
10
close to Vince.
Yeah, close to Vince. And good ride for him there.
Yeah, he's definitely back. He's definitely back for the podium fight. You see that space they got just after the pink arrow, they have some space.
The
so
course builder's really not making it easy for the guys here.
No. But I mean,
what's good is
so far everyone is through on that obstacle.
And but what's good is how technical they're making it. It's not just power moves. Obviously, you've got the power moves in it, but it's not just power moves.
No, it's a mix, yeah. And let's see Jill. This is where Jill comes from in France. This is typical rocks they have at their training grounds.
He brought it with him.
Yeah, he has it in his
bag. That was the one rock
luggage,
that every rider could bring one obstacle.
Yeah.
So Gilles brought this rock with.
From Saint Blaise or something. That's the name of the place. I can't pronounce French words, so that's my go.
No, we are talking rubbish. That would be way too much excess baggage. Yeah. The course builders come out here. About 2 weeks it takes them to put all of this together for this amazing event. So yeah. So Gilles on this very difficult look. Just look at the balance and
he did a small adjustment on his rear wheel before he jumps up and keeps it. That was nearly over the tape, but he managed to keep his balance, and he has the same time left as Kenny on the same obstacle, which means that
fight it, hold it, as you can see.
He tries to hold it. And 14 seconds left. You think it's enough?
I'm not sure.
He has to go up to that rock and down again. And then up on the log.
3, 2, 1, up.
And that move
got to
is
exactly
really
the same
hard.
place as Kenny did. And it's going to be interesting to see if Jack can get through this.
Yeah, with one
because
neither
neither Kenny nor Gilles went slowly. They both absolutely flew through that section. They didn't make errors. They didn't jump back. They really went solid, and it's going to put the pressure on Jack because he's going to want to. He's seen the time that it takes to get through. He's going to try to go faster. Maybe it'll cause a mistake.
I don't know. Like naturally, he rides really fast, so I'm eager to see how many seconds he has left when he completes the section. On the other hand, that last obstacle is actually really, really hard.
Yeah.
So that's another problem. And you could see Gilles was changing his number plate on the bike, so he rode his spare bike in the water section to save his brakes and tires.
Yeah.
Sergio flying through. First sector is done, and as we speak, the second sector. Do they still have 2 sectors at this obstacle, or is it 1 sector?
I'm actually not sure.
Yeah, yesterday it was 2 sectors over
it's 2
this
sectors,
waterfall
it's
obstacle.
Two sectors through
Yep,
the
it's
waterfall.
2
So that's
sectors.
broken up. You've got the 2 towers of the waterfall. You'll get 10 on the one, 10 on the other, and then, as you can see there, 10 for coming out. So halfway through the sector now, but he's definitely got the most difficult and time-consuming hook to do. You can see Jack carefully watching, and that's one of the benefits of riding last, is you can see what the other riders are doing and kind of learn from them.
And you see Sergey lands perfectly on first go, doing some small adjustment, and
he has got
let's
such
keep it
good
on that
control
log.
in the back.
No.
Oh!
He couldn't keep it because of that angle. You have to turn to the left when you're on the top of that rock, which is really hard.
So that opens everything wide up again.
He tries to get his bike out of that tape.
Caught up in the section, everything super stuck.
An interesting fact is that they had to change the normal plastic tape with ropes for this competition because they couldn't get their hands on strong enough tape here in China. You couldn't find a manufacturer. But I like it. It looks more organic and more in line with the recent environmental issues.
I think it looks fantastic, and I think more competition should use the rope. I think the rope is...
Especially if you can reuse them from competition to competition.
Yeah.
Whereas now you use a tape and then you throw it away after every competition.
Yeah, now you can just roll it up onto the roll and... Oh, look at Nicola. So smooth.
Yeah.
It seems like he lands really soft on the bike, and that's just his style. Very smooth rider.
Calm.
Ooh, pulling nicely to the back wheel there.
Yeah, this 2 sectors is really... That's easy stuff for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've already done it 3 times yesterday, and we don't want to see any mistakes in this sector from any of the 6 riders.
It is easy stuff, and sometimes that's where the riders have to be careful, because it's easy, so you make a stupid mistake. Because the wheels have to go exactly on the rocks. They fall just off the rock. Lose your balance, have to put your foot down. It's not as if you're going to fall off, but there's a lot of risk, a lot of unknowns, and the riders really controlling it well and making sure they make no mistakes there.
Yeah, and yesterday some rocks even came loose during the competition, so you have to be careful. He lands perfectly. Let's see if he managed to keep it, align it. Yeah, he's true. With 10 seconds more than Jill and Kenny.
So it is possible. Oh, foot down.
Yeah, now it's really... Yeah.
I think he rushed that a little bit. He went in like kind of without preparing. He's got 16 seconds. That might have cost him.
Yeah.
Just shows you how long it takes to put your foot down, have to get through, recover, come back.
8 seconds left to do the biggest move of the day, which
3,
he tries to side up.
2, 1.
And the time is out.
Oh, he didn't get it. Just the 40 points.
Let's see if the on-screen graphics were aligned with the time on the stopwatches of the judges, because that was a problem earlier today.
Yeah, so as I did say in the 20, the on-screen time might be a couple of seconds off, so it's important to see if he did make it across the line.
And as we see the highlights, Jack is lining up for his go, and let's see if he can make it within the time. He's not the guy that rushes through, he's just riding efficiently all the way, and he's eating up the first sector
very quickly, I must say.
Yeah, very quickly.
All right, so
and he has to spend a bit more time than the others, because he has to turn around on that second gate in the second sector.
The control he has is unbelievable. You'll see as he pulls to the back wheel, he almost like twists the bike in the air and puts it through. He really can maneuver the bike so well in the air.
I guess he prefers to ride over that section instead of walking.
Yeah.
It feels more natural for him.
I think he prefers to ride over anything than walking.
Yeah.
Okay, come on, Jack, let's see.
Yeah.
Is this going to open the competition up or give him an even bigger lead so far?
He has about 10 seconds more here than Sergey had on the same place.
Yeah, but he has got this. He's got it very nicely, getting his balance point. He's not perfect on the bike. Almost Sergey and Nicola looked in a better position than him.
Yeah, maybe.
But he does it very nicely.
And that is a 5.
5 points.
And the competition is alive.
The competition is totally alive. Just 30 points for Jack Carthy there. He's not going to be happy with that.
We have 2 riders at 150 points with Jack and Jill. And then Sergi is right behind them with 140, Nicola 130, Vince 130, and Kenny 120. Yes, actually,
it's still open. There's only 30
open.
points between all 6 riders. Anything can happen here.
Yeah. It was.
I'm surprised on that mistake,
Yeah.
but it also just shows
when you land
that
on the
anything
top,
can happen.
The rock wants to twist the bike to the right, and you have to keep it to the left to ride along that log. When you see the tape along it or the ropes along the log, which means you need to keep it on the top.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, so Jack still on the top.
Yeah, he has
Only
one more 60
just
section. And right there, Dylan fell through the floor.
So our commentary box is just broken in half.
Yeah, it's broken. I nearly did it earlier today.
But,
and now we move to the Chengdu section, the concrete section. And Vince flies up the first obstacle where they did some changes after the 20-inch because in the 5th sector, many riders, at least 2 riders, they found like a new line where you could gap into the 5th sector. And now they put ropes, so it's not possible anymore.
Yeah, so they've made sure that the section is exactly as they build it. And you'll see a lot of the time they put ropes just to make sure that the riders don't cross over or find an easier way around and block off everything. So the riders have to ride all those narrow discs. You can see Gilles here, a huge hook. Oh, no, sorry, Vincent.
Enormous.
Big hook, huge, having to pull that bike up. What is the technique you use for that? How do you actually handle that type of thing?
No, the important thing is to keep the momentum so you roll upwards. So you need to jump really close and your front wheel has to touch very early. But you shouldn't ask me about this technique because this is something I'm not really good at. If you were watching me yesterday. So. And now they moved the gates on top of that Chengdu red tower concrete thing. And yesterday was really close. Now they moved them more like back on that concrete tube, which gives more room.
Yes.
There is no doubt he was inside that gate, leading with the front wheel.
So maximum points being picked up here. He's well into the section. Just 3 gates left.
Yeah.
Going off the side, he's got to go around and out the exit.
And this is the same as happened with now world champion Thomas Peckacker. He did the exact same line earlier. Rode up and fell down and had to go through that B gate.
And now he's got a big hook.
Yeah. No, he was a bit too quick, yeah.
So 40 points, rushing a little bit there.
Yep.
I think he should have taken just a second to line up and make sure he got that gate.
Maybe.
I think he was thinking about
he
was thinking about the end and not thinking about where he was.
And did the 20-inch riders have the exact same line here, or could they gap up?
No, the 20-inch rode a slightly different course. So the course ever so slightly different, but look at the beauty of that move that Vincent pulled off onto that top of that Chengdu tower. Yeah. I think that's almost 3 meters up there.
Yeah, and look, Vince, he needs some assistance. Kenny flies through that first sector, and he chooses another line than Vincent. Is it a run-up or a hook? What do you think?
I'm not sure exactly what he's going to do.
It's a run-up.
Oh,
and
he does. He goes to back row.
Sliding his way through that gate. There's some snowboarding going on right there. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Next up is that
I see.
big
So
roll-up.
Vincent went for the hook, and Kenny now having to go for the hook as well.
Yeah, because they put some tape between. You can see there's some rope between that first part of the sector and the second part. Kenny struggling a bit with that technique. Didn't get that. I don't know. Maybe his pedaling was not perfect.
I think this takes a lot of force. Come on, Kenny, hold it! Oh,
and
it's so high up there.
Yeah, and it's really slippery. They put some kind of sand in the painting.
It's supposed to give grip, but the sand gives way. So
but they only put it on the top, not further down where your rear wheel hits. So you only have grip on your front tire.
This is not good for Kenny. Only 36 seconds left. He
Shakes
needs
his
to
head.
get this gate. Come on, Mr.
on, Kenny.
Belay.
No, he cannot make it.
No, he's going to be destroyed by that.
Devastated.
Just
yes.
the 10 points. Kenny not having the best day here.
No, that was not good. Now he is kind of out of that podium.
Yeah, for
Fight.
him to find a podium now is going to be basically impossible. I know he wanted his, what was it, 15th podium.
Something like that, yeah. Look
See,
as
the
he
wheel's
slides
slipping.
through.
So I think what he wanted to do was go back wheel and then to the top.
No, because they put some rope between, so you
Oh,
have
okay.
to do that run up. But maybe that's why he's called a magician, when he does lines like this and slides through where most others would get a 5. Jill goes for the same line as Vince, but he needs 2 tries at least. And this line was maybe somewhere like the 20-inch riders did better.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think that was in the 20. The 20, the guys were side-hopping.
Yep.
Because the bikes are a little bit shorter, so they'll fit on.
Yep.
Whereas with the 26, I think the bikes are too wide to side-up that, so they've got to go for the pedal in.
Maybe, yeah. It's also hard for Jill.
Yeah. Gilles putting his foot down. And all right, let's see how we've. Sorry, back to Gilles here, having a bit of distractions outside of the commentary box. But so Gilles now taking a slightly different approach, getting his pedal down. Oh
Gives
no!
up.
So 10 points for Gilles as well.
Yeah, that must have been a really good jump from Vince. How
Unbelievable,
easily he
because-
went up that concrete.
Because he made it look like it wasn't there.
Yeah.
It kind of looked like a non-event, but.
Yeah, he's really
Yeah,
good at
pulling it
those
off.
run-ups, yeah.
And there's the French team behind their riders. Such a strong
Paddle kick to front.
team, the French team. A
Yeah.
lot of support behind the riders. They got mechanics. They got everything here. Really solid support. And the sport of trial in France is really so good. And as you can see
Yeah.
there, Gilles just not making that. Jumping off. Interesting shorts he's wearing there. All right, so Sergi in the section now. He's 10 points so far. Let's see what he does here. Straight to back. Ooh, having to jump back.
Run up, yeah.
This is not easy, huh?
No, especially
Well done
since that
to
concrete
Kenny for getting
thing.
through like that with a kind of a surfing move. That was brilliant. Okay, look at the focus. Here he goes, straight to back.
No. Now we get 1 point, 2 points for that one. 3 points.
So difficult now. But the problem is time. Look at that. There's only a minute left and he's only gone through one gate.
And now he has to go through that B part of that second sector
Yeah.
without any bonus points available. But maybe that performance by Kenny didn't put him out of the podium when you look at
Oh,
the
yeah.
other riders now.
I mean, this is all... But this just shows you what a ride Vince put into this section. Is he
Yeah.
up? He's up.
He's up.
So Sergi...
35 seconds left.
He didn't get any points for that, so the foot down, still only on 10. 27 left, but he's got a big, powerful kick on him. I'm sure he can do this.
Yep.
And that will give him the 10 points. And it is so close. Even these 10 points is going to make a huge difference.
He makes it easily to 2 wheels, whereas Vincent did more like a front-to-back move.
Yeah. And can he get through one more gate?
Yeah, 6 seconds. Just keep it. No,
Oh, this
time is out.
is out of time.
Yeah. Yeah. That was 20 points for Sergi, which means that he is now in a tie with Jill on a current second position.
Yeah. So
Depending
Sergi
on-
and Gilles both on
Yeah,
one.
he's on a third place.
So, third place. So
yeah,
it is.
Jill is in second.
Yeah, Jack hasn't hit the section yet, but as it stands now, without Jack riding, we've got
And
Vincent
Nico, yeah.
in first, Gilles in second, Sergi in third, but Jack hasn't started yet, and obviously Jack and Nicola.
And Nicola is on the course as we speak, flying to that first sector with 10 points. And he's going to opt for that paddle kick to front move, which is one of his specialities.
Oh, straight to the top. That was amazing.
He's really strong at the front wheel
those of you at home didn't see it, but that move that all the other riders found so hard, he managed to just get that so smoothly, put the front wheel on, switched it over to the back, and now going for this big roll up.
He's going to fly up, I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's good at these. Watch it, no brakes.
No problems, no correction hops, just moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. And so how many points are going to the score hasn't come up yet, so it's 10, so 20 points so far in the section. And this is where you can make a lead with Gilles making the mistake and Kenny out, Sergi out with less than a 40.
Back
40 points
podium.
for him here would mean so much. If he can get to 40.
Nicola is back on the podium as we speak with 160 points in total. And he's on second position now. So that's
40
definitely
points.
a podium.
He flew through there.
And now he's going to go for the hook, and he has 30 seconds more left than Vince had at this point.
So he can give it 1 or 2 attempts. He can get another point, and that's going to put him. Okay, so foot down, going for that. He's going to go for the
static hook to rear wheel.
So as you can see in this, every single move is brought in. So the course designers here, what they do is they make sure that the riders use all different techniques. Oh, yeah. Oh, big fall.
And he avoided any injury, but that was a lot of work for nothing, yeah?
I don't know what was more impressive, the jumping up there or the jumping down. I mean, that was...
save was very impressive.
I want to see a replay of that save. That was phenomenal.
I'm wondering if Leo got a cool shot of that one. He normally gets his a UCI photographer.
So, Nicolas Valli and Vincent Hermans exactly tie, both on 170, both 60 in the first, 30 in the second, 40 in the third, and 40 in the fourth. What? That is unbelievable. They're riding the same race.
Yeah, the exact same race. And like Nicola is more or less the training child of Vince, you know?
Yeah, and well,
Vince brought him to the first World Cup.
You can see that here today. But Jack Carthy is absolutely flying. Do you think they took Nicola's bike off there that Jack can go up, or do you think they...
I think Jack can do every move on the course today.
Yeah. Taking his time just to catch his breath. He's been moving super fast. Look at that.
Yeah.
1 minute, 20 seconds left.
The advantage of moving really fast is that you can have more rest.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Straight up to 2 wheels. And he is
just so powerful. So 30 points, that puts him
at 180 in the lead.
At 180 he's in the lead, and he hasn't even finished the section yet. Is he going to get 60 points here? Straight through, no mistakes.
Actually, Nicola was faster, but this hook is nothing for Jack.
Oh, yes, please. Straight up.
And that was a sector. That one hook was a sector. So let's see if he jumps up directly now, or if he just do the hook and then he sets up another jump. I'm wondering if he can just keep it. No. He turns around and goes up again. Then he gets it from his correct side.
So he's got 25 seconds, catching his breath there. It is incredibly strenuous what he's doing.
And this move they also did yesterday, I think.
Come on, Jack. 17 seconds.
Yeah, out on 60 points.
What a ride, Jack Carthy.
Yeah. That's a typical move of Jack after a disaster in the previous section. He's back at it.
Look at that. He just walks off saying, I'm back, guys. Don't write me off.
Yeah, now there's really no doubt. He has a 40-point advantage before the last section. So if he makes more than 30 points in the next section, he's the world champion for the 3rd time in a row.
Well,
look at that hook.
What a ride. And that was so difficult for everybody else. He did it first time, not even trying. That was
really
phenomenal.
Good at those hooks. And you can see he chose another line than the other ones, more from the left.
Yeah, there was slightly more run up that way.
Yeah, I
and,
think
and,
so.
and it was less of a slope. It's interesting that everybody else went at the other angle. I wonder what it...
And it looks like, yeah, Kenny is ready for...
Jack Carthy, Kenny Belay.
Vince is in the section. Already on the... Finished the third section in the UCI section, as you can see on the graphics now.
Yeah, but we're on the UCI pickup sticks, which is a combination of big logs, curved arches, blocks, and this is a very, very, very difficult section. It's got one absolutely massive gap in it, and then this really difficult kicker. Oh, Vince
and
jumping
Vincent goes
back.
for the pedaling instead of the bunny hop technique. He does like the pedal up technique. You see how short run up he chooses? Yeah.
That is very impressive. Look at that focus.
And they don't want change.
Yes! Oh, going back again.
Yeah. They changed it from yesterday. They moved the entire kicker further back. So the gap from the kicker to the top is longer.
Oh, wow. I see that. Yeah. So much harder than before.
Yeah.
Trying to
because
go for
they
the
wanted to jump all the way up to the blue part, but they saw this was too hard, so they changed the gate to... You could also use the red one, but the kicker is still further back.
Okay, come on, Vince.
Oh,
so 20 points for Vincent. Not a good sign for him here in this final sector. No. Podium seeming out of reach for him now.
I guess so. It all depends on Jill and Sergei's performance. I guess Nicola will get at least 20 points and then he's ahead.
Yeah.
No. Then it's up to the semi-final results if he gets only 20 points.
Yeah.
So Nicola needs 30 points to be... And then, he needs 20 points. Then it's a tie and he has the best semi-final result.
But both Gilles and Sergi need 40 points.
Yep.
So it's actually still open for the podium.
They only need... I don't know. Let's see. Kenny is through that second sector as we speak now, and he has 20 points in the bank.
Yeah, and Kenny is good at kickers.
Yeah, he is the best at kickers.
But so this one's difficult because Kenny is right foot forward, and that edge is hard for the pedals. He's taking a little bit more distance than Vince did.
Yeah, he's going to go for the bunny hop technique. Yeah,
and he's going to go for the kicker. No!
That's a 5.
Oh, Kenny's not going to be happy. Only 20 points.
Yeah, and he is out of the podium.
Yeah, Kenny's off of the podium. He's not going to be happy.
It's like because all of the riders did that kicker 3 times yesterday, and now it's slightly changed.
Yeah.
Maybe that's even harder.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So Kenny won't be happy with his result, but the fact that he's here, the fact that he's in the final, only having ridden 1 World Cup this year, I think what a performance.
Yeah, his experience is insane, and his training focus ahead of big races like this is also a huge inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see Jill goes for the hook instead of the run-up, which he feels like is more like a safe option maybe.
Yeah.
Though it's really low hook, so sometimes it's even harder to do low hooks than a run-up. And that means that Jill now... nothing is...
All right, so Gilles, not the biggest fan of kickers.
No.
But he has been training them, and let's see if he can do this big one. It's caught everybody out. It's interesting that the 20-inch guys found this a lot easier, so the kicker's a bit easier on the 20-inch.
Yeah. But you see that the problem with a 26-inch bike is to lift that front because of the handlebar position and the very low front end. So this is a hard move for 26-inch. But I know Sergi is really good at kickers, and I know Jack is good. Let's see what Nicola can come up with also.
So where have we got Gilles 180, Vincent Hermans on 190. But we've got Sergi, we've got Nicola, and we've got Jack still to come.
Yeah, I think the podium could be the same order as we saw in the semi-final yesterday. We have the young guns on the top.
Definitely on the top, but anything can happen.
Yeah. Said you got 10 points on the first sector, which is this very narrow balance beam. and he flies up to rear wheel, like no doubt.
Very easy. That Spanish style of going to back wheel,
Yeah.
I always think looks so good on the bike.
And Sergi is now
20 points. So
on third place, on current third place.
180 is currently fourth place.
Yeah, because of this.
Yeah, because there's an extra 10 there. So
Yeah.
he needs to get another 10 points to go past.
He flies up, and he is
10
definitely.
points. So Sergi goes up into third place. One more. Oh, Sergi's in second.
Yeah, he has one more 50 than Vince, and now he has to get up to that green beam. The judge gave him 5.
Yeah,
I don't see how
yeah,
that was a 5.
It's definitely, there's an arrow right over there on the edge of the blue.
No, but it was not a 5.
Oh no, they didn't give him 5.
It's not a 5 because
Yeah,
he
no,
landed
it
on the
wasn't.
left
It was
side
just,
of
it
the
just
arrow.
looked like it from our side, but it's
Yeah.
not. He's on 40 points. He's absolutely flying. Still 17
Yeah.
seconds to go. Come on, Sergi, let's keep this going. Can he get 50?
Yeah. He can get 50 for sure. He can get 60, and he's through. And that
60
means
points. He finishes very
He's-
strong.
he's for sure. No, nothing is for sure yet, but he's for sure on the podium.
Yeah, definitely on the podium, and it puts a lot of pressure. Jack Carthy just needs 10 to go ahead of Sergi, and he's definitely going to get more than 10 here. So Jack, well,
No,
you
he
never
needs
know.
he needs 20 actually, because Sergi has 360 score section. So no, Jack has no. He only needs 10. You're correct, Dylan. Lucas is flying between the C and the I of the UCI logo.
Look how fast he goes off the edge here.
Yeah. And Nicola is on course in the section.
So
Getting
he
that
needs
20.
he needs 50 to go into second.
Yep.
50 points for the Frenchman is needed. Currently on 10, so 40 to go. Sorry, currently on 20, so 30 to go.
Now he is on the podium.
Yeah.
Now he is on a tie with Vince, and he has a better semi-final result. And he flies up that kicker. And I remember a few years back, Nicola was struggling a lot with kickers, but now I think he changed his
30
handbar
points,
position.
that puts him in third place so far. He's going for the hook. He's going to pull to the back wheel. This wasn't such a difficult move for the 20 inches, but it is a lot harder for the 26s, the bigger bikes. You got further to pull.
Yeah, and that
Taking
means
the
that
point.
now he has to clean the rest of the section to get that. Now he just uses his points. He can have 4 points before he has to leave the section.
Doesn't take that energy and that risk of that absolutely massive gap.
No.
He needs another 10 points. 24 seconds left, so
And that means that he gets 50
50
points.
points, and that puts him in second place. Let's just confirm that. Let's have a look at the score. The happy Frenchman on that Jitsi.
It puts him in third place because he's missing one 60-point section.
doesn't, because
so Sergi is definitely
Sergi
on
is
second place,
in second place.
and Nicola
Jack Carthy
in third.
needs 20 points.
Yeah, but that was a good performance by Nicola. But because he's right-footed, he couldn't do the same line as Sergi
So
did. on
Jack
that fourth.
Carthy is flying through there. Jack Carthy,
Is
he
the
has
world
just
champion.
won the world
Yeah.
champs, but he's not going to stop. He doesn't want to just win it. He wants to clean. He wants 60 points. He wants to show domination.
Yeah.
And let's see how he goes on the kicker.
Maybe if he lands on the blue part, he get 90 points.
Oh, not even stopping.
Oh. And maybe he opts for the same line as Sergi, or no, he's gonna do a run-up.
He did a little hook. That was
Yep.
different. Nobody's seen that before.
And he lost balance, so he has
Yeah,
to do.
has to go back.
Yeah, has to go back to that green one. Turning, and he doesn't go from. He goes to the hook.
That is
but
very
his foot is under that rope.
Yeah.
He has to go over.
And this is taking time. This is
Yeah.
not going the way he expected. It's good that he saved it. He's still on 0 points.
Yeah.
Now he's got to do the side up. He's
He
only
got a 5.
5 points.
The arrow fell down, but he is the world champion.
The current world champion. He just got it. I mean, it was 10 points off in the end. A close race.
Yeah.
But look at that. So that wraps up, and what a race it was. It was just as exciting. Well, not quite as exciting in terms of finish, but what a ride by the guys.
Yeah.
As the 20-inch, the 26, absolutely amazing. And well done. In the third place from France, Nicolas Valli, 220 points. Second place, we had Sergi Longueras, 220 points. And first place, Domination, 240 points. It's Jack Carthy from Great Britain on his shiny silver Krukers at Signature Series bike. What a ride by him.
Yeah.
Flying the
But I wonder
British
why he
flag
didn't go for that
very
same
high.
line as Sergio with the gap from that green log.
I don't know. I think maybe when he overshot it and he had to go around to balance, maybe he just thought he would, be able to pull it off, and wasn't to be.
It's a harder line, and he could do whatever he wanted because he already won.
Maybe he just wanted to show everybody he could do that.
Yeah, but look how close it is. It's just a matter of 20 points.
Yeah.
Or 30 points. So Vince was 30 points off podium, 40 points from Jill, and unfortunately 70 points for Kenny.
For sure.
That's more than a section.
Definitely. And what a ride it has been here in Chengdu at the UCI Trials World Champs. It's been absolutely amazing competitions, and the level has been so high.
Yeah, it has been.
I mean, just every section is so difficult, and the riders have just really come up with some amazing stuff here today.
Yeah. The lines they've done is so hard that it's hard for people to understand.
Yeah, and I must say, when you're watching from home, the stuff is a lot higher here in person when you see it on camera. The camera makes everything look a lot lower than what it is. If you climb up on these towers, it's so high. It's literally one of the scariest things ever walking over. All right, so we're going to hand over to the interviews. In just a couple of seconds, we're going to speak to Jack Carthy. Here he is.
Congratulations, Jack. That was an incredible ride today.
Yeah, I worked tremendously hard for this one. I were always, from start of the season, this is the one I pick up my game for. I did 8 weeks, very intensive. So with my dad, he's my coach, worked very hard for this one, so we're very happy.
This is the triple, right? 2016, 17, and today. How do you feel about that?
For me, I put the work in, so I'd be upset if I didn't win, kind of thing, because I worked that hard for it. So for me, it's more of a relief. But yeah, I'm really happy to be going home to my family with this. My whole family sacrificed things because I don't go out all the time with my family. I have a kid, I have a son, Miles, and a partner. So they help me every way possible, and it repairs because now I get to take home the purse, the prize money. So I'm really happy, and I can help my son more and everything. So yeah, I'm really happy with it.
We've seen you on fire on the fourth section, grabbing 60 points. That was something very important for the victory today.
Yeah. In the semi-final, I managed to get 60 points out of it every lap. So then they made it harder, and I still managed to push through and get it. So yeah, it's paid off this year massively paid off. I give up though. I was winning the World Cup Series, and then I give that up because I had a big show to push this sport in a better way. So I took the show, and I wanted to promote it. So I give that title up. So I took a European title. In my family's eyes, we took that title as well, but we just didn't get the credit for it. So getting this as well, it's like doing the treble again. So we must work in threes, I guess. So yeah.
We've seen two fantastic finals on both categories, and the format helps a lot to have a very close match, let's say, up to the end.
Yeah, it's a battle all the way to the end. You never know where you are. It's quite confusing sometimes because I don't know if I'm leading or I'm behind. So I just kind of forget about it and just ride my bike. Yeah, that's it really.
Thank you very much, and congratulations again. Well done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and that's it from Jack Carthy, the winner here today. Very, very happy, and happy to take home the money to the family. So, yeah, and what a competition it's been. All the riders did great. the event, absolutely fantastic. You know, the UCI Urban Cycling World Championships brings together, you know, trials, BMX park, and cross-country eliminator. I think it's amazing for the sport.
Yeah, and it's those sports that maybe lacks the exposure they deserve, and maybe here we can give that exposure to these sports.
Yeah, well, definitely. You know, all these sports have, you know, they struggle for the exposure, and by bringing them together, you bring more people, more riders, and the event just grows. And especially being able to have an event like this in the middle of a city like Chengdu, you know, there's 17 odd million people in the city.
Yeah, and look how many spectators and
yeah.
native Chinese people that has been here today and watching the action.
Supporting and cheering. I think it's amazing, and yeah, really just something else. So quite amazing. It's an honor to be here, and yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic working with you here in the commentary box. I'm Dylan Victor. We're here with Arik Ultang.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody, and it's really been great. We'll see you next year. Cheers.
And we're soon back with the podium ceremony for both 20 and 26-inch category.
Yeah, both 20 and 26 will be doing podium in just a second.
Yep.